TAM TUK by George Adams. Continued. Chapter 12. The room was dimly lit by a sliver of light outside through a curtain which had not been fully closed. There was also a glow of morning light from the flimsier side window curtain which gave the room a restful, even hopeful feeling. It was hot. The air conditioning was off and had been off a long time. I knew the smell immediately, and I reached into my bag for the Pacquiao embrocation to rub under my nostrils. I ran to the window with a slightly open curtain and found you could actually open it if you tried. The roar of Yamate worked on me like an electric shock. He was lying in his Marks & Spencer Winceyette pajamas, face up on the smoothed-down counterpane. He looked as peaceful as a cat on a porch. He was whiter than white mostly, but the yellow tinge of nature's last lap was beginning at the edges, the creases, the little points where the smaller features of his face met the grand outlines of his gently mouldering body. He was as dead as flared trousers. I walked into the bathroom, but there was nothing unusual there, just his bar of imperial leather and the Brylcreem and his denture box at his sterident. He had hung his towel neatly over the rail, and the shower curtain was inside the bath. On the bedside table was the bottle of Gordon's, half empty, as usual, and a dead bottle of tonic. The glass beside them looked dry and empty. His cheap little radio, not a Roberts, was buzzing faintly with news of something or other he would never hear. A neatly folded copy of the South China Morning Post lay on the floor by the bedside table, just as he had laid it in case he woke up and couldn't sleep. For some reason, I bent down and kissed his forehead and closed his eyes and kissed him again on the right cheek. I wondered if there was anyone close to him to break the news to, but guessed there probably wasn't. I went to the closet. His Gladstone was still there, but all the papers were gone. There were only his golf shoes, for some reason, with several changes of underwear and a few frayed, starched shirts. Harry travelled light. I looked for the bug in the chair, but it wasn't there anymore. I was wondering already what kind of job it looked like, and I unbuttoned his pyjama top and peered around his breastbone. Nothing I could discern, even with my pencil flash on it, but perhaps there were other ways of killing an old soldier like Jake's, and perhaps he hadn't been killed at all. I held the glass with a tissue and sniffed it. It smelled vaguely of tonic and Gordon's and nothing besides. I walked to the door and looked again and closed the door and went into my own room. The computer was still on and I logged in. A mail from Adeline to wish me well and thank me and to assure me she was all right and there was no point looking for her. I forwarded it to Larry. Then I turned off the computer and put it into my bag, and gathered all the other traces of the Trollford bivouac, and tried to be as calm as I could. Then I walked down the corridor and waited for the lift. When it arrived, it contained a few eager-looking men from Taiwan, or they could have been Japanese, but I doubted it. No Japanese would sleep at the El Dorado. In the lobby, I hurried somewhat rudely out of the lift ahead of them, but they took it nicely. I went to the desk and checked out, and my bill came to $1,570.30 Hong Kong. I told the truth about the minibar, but found the weak beer and the generic cokes were all on the house. After all, the El Dorado wanted you to feel happy and welcome. They knew you would be back.